Good afternoon, everyone. Are these on? Okay. I'm Jan Devereaux. I am the Senior Director of Public Relations and Communications for the BSO. I am not the person that you're here to see, but I am very pleased to introduce Mayor Wu, who performed brilliantly this afternoon with the Gershwin, and we also have our music director, Andres Nelsons, with us. And so the two of them will answer some questions, and I believe our CEO, Chad Smith, is about to come through the door, and we will just wait a moment for him. Unfortunately, Keith Lockhart, who conducted the mayor this afternoon, is feeling a little under the weather, so he sends his apologies for not being able to participate in this. And Thomas Wilkins had a flight to catch, so he is already on his way to Logan Airport. But we have Andres and the mayor and Chad soon. So we can be patient, I think. Or would you like just to? We can start. You want to start right in with school buses? 84% on time.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are delighted to have had to be able to present the program this afternoon. And it was such an honor for us at the Boston Symphony to welcome Mayor Wu to the stage again for a really wonderful performance of Rhapsody in Blue. We are so lucky in our city to have a mayor who not only loves music, but is a performer and feels it so deeply and so passionately. Mayor Wu, thank you. And Andres, to you, congratulations. This is your 10th season, or your 10th anniversary as music director of the Boston Symphony. And you continue to lead this orchestra in such a wonderful and welcoming way. Thank you.
Well, I made it. What an incredible experience. Thank you so much to Chad and Maestro Nelsons, Maestro Lockhart, Wilkins, and the entire BSO organization. I will just say, for me, growing up playing piano and all those hours of scales and practicing, I never dreamed that one day I could have the opportunity to be alongside the best musicians in the world. And today we saw the hall filled with community members from every neighborhood of Boston, every generation, to see themselves reflected also in the incredible performances on stage and the artists and the talent that the BSO has opened their doors to. So it's been a thrill. I'm still riding the excitement, and just so grateful to this world-class historic institution that is so deeply embedded in our city. I want to mention one other institution as well, which is Berklee College of Music, where I had not taken piano lessons in over 20 years, but I figured with this I needed to get a little bit of help. And so thank you so much to Professor J.P. McGee of the piano department at Berklee for a very rushed couple of weeks, but the technique and the coaching, and most of all reminding me of the love inside, is I see so much what your students benefit from every single day. So thank you as well.
Mayor, if we can ask you about your prep.
Sure, Maestro Nelson says something.
Okay,
first,
we have lots of questions for all of you.
Oh,
We'll ask you, Maestro, how did you do?
Well, I unfortunately didn't conduct, but I was lucky last year when we did a Mozart concerto. So, but again, as Chad said, it is incredible. It is incredible to have the mayor and not only to know the music or like the music, but really to play and in such a great, amazing way, and to love it, and that's amazing, and that's I think it shows so much that this city has so many offers and so many exciting things next to culture, sports, education, medicine, museums, and to have such an amazing mayor, we can see that well, there is such an amazing example, and that's just so amazing. We should cherish, and we do cherish our mayor, and of course we want to, looking forward for the next engagement like that. Indeed.
And also, the entire BSO family was here today to perform for the community.
Yeah.
Tell us why that was important, to take time out and really bring in people from all different neighborhoods to sort of be part of this.
Sure.
Either one at now.
Yeah, we can share this. Well, it's an extraordinarily important thing for us because we recognize that the Boston Symphony and the Boston Pops is a part of an arts ecosystem, and that we are players within a community that has such a rich musical tradition. And so part of what we try to do is, obviously, we have an orchestra that plays at the highest level of excellence, and that is a part of the way that we serve the city of Boston. But by also making Symphony Hall a living room for the city, a place where organizations and musicians and ensembles can come and bring their families and bring their friends and bring their communities, is something that is deeply important to us. And it's been a part of the history of this hall since it was built almost 125 years ago. So our ability to partner with the city in ways that we can highlight the remarkable cultural community and also partner around education is something that we see as our responsibility.
Mayor, well, you have to talk about this whole prep thing. I mean, I'm assuming, I was waiting for Gene Kelly to come dancing out on stage here. This is quite a performance, and that's quite a lengthy piece and a complicated piece. Is it something that you've played in your past, but you just needed to kind of bring it to that level where you could play with the orchestra, or talk a little bit about prepping for it?
I played it nearly 25 years ago with my high school orchestra, and I at that time thought that was the pinnacle of my performing. I was ready to retire and had hit the peak. So it took a little bit of dusting off. Maybe Professor McGee, would you say a word about sort of our process? Because I was entirely in his hands. And
first and foremost, when I got the call that the mayor wanted to work with me, I was like, whoa.
we thought it was spam first.
You thought I did. I thought it said, you Rhapsody in Blue with Mayor Wu. I was like, okay, this has to be crazy. But she came, and the one thing that I will say is that she was so committed to the process, to the point where she would take the hour and a half, 30, 45 minutes in the middle of her busy day as the mayor of the city of Boston to just take a moment and breathe in this music. Oftentimes, I'm asked, how long you've been doing this? How long you've been doing music? And I answer by saying, I've never been without music. And I can tell that that's the same journey that Mayor Wu has experienced. She's never left it. And as we saw today, the music has never left her. So we spent time talking about the passion, talking about breathing, talking about slowing down, all of these things that are musically based concepts, but also apply to our everyday lives. And so as we saw today, she was able to take on such a mammoth undertaking as Gershwin Rhapsody in Blue and play it at a high standard. For somebody that has left it 25 years ago, it never left her. And so it's been a joy working with her. I look forward to continued work with Mayor Wu, with more than Rhapsody in Blue.
It was exhilarating to watch you. What was it like to be sitting there on that stage, playing your heart out?
Well, if Maestro Lockhart were here, he would recall that during rehearsal I was quite nervous, and so there were a couple moments even during rehearsal where I just completely blanked out and had to try to find my way back. And so even tonight there were several moments where I was kind of hanging on and needing to make it through, but by partway through you're just immersed in the music, and it's almost like you forget you're separate from all the other instruments, and that's the incredible power of the symphony, of performing arts, of music, and the BSO and the Pops. And so to have that experience is a lifetime memory. So I know that's true for many of the performers who are up on stage tonight, community members who also dreamed of one day being on stage, and now, thanks to this organization, have made that possible.
Yeah, well, you just talked too about the importance of today, bringing the community in, because I know that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's, we talk all the time about making Boston a home for everyone, and to be the most beautiful and welcoming home for everyone, arts has to be accessible to all as well. And so Chad and I and the entire BSO team, we have been planning and discussing. They've already been deeply involved with our schools, with young people, and we're going to make that reach even broader. And so we're very, very grateful for all that this institution has done. They are in our communities, and they're really setting a standard for what it means to live and breathe arts being for everyone.
That's great. As a mom, can I ask you, did you have any kicks?
She's pretty quiet once the sound comes on, but as soon as I sat back down, I think we'll have maybe another little musician coming into the world. So.
Anyway, I was sort of picked to ask questions because I sort of am the sole reporter, I think, here, but I didn't want to hog the stage. Anyone wants to ask anything?
If there's any other
Yeah.
questions, because the mayor's had a long day.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Then
All right,
thank you
so much.
Thank you.